We're back on Fresh Waves. I'm Bren Masson, your host, and we've got Lori McNaughton in the studio this morning. We love having her on. The town of Witchert Stouffville graciously lets her run over here and give us a little bit of a chatting to. You do have the Ping Street, which I just went on and found out that Garbage Day is actually Garbage Day. But there's so much information to go through. There really is. So we're going to run through some basics. This is spring cleanup time. Okay. Branches, leaves, green bin?
Nope. Yard waste. Yeah. All yard waste. So they should go in the paper bags or the reusable containers. If you use a reusable container, make sure on collection day, leave the lid off and get one of our yellow yard waste stickers. You can pick them up at the town offices from customer service, just because every house doesn't put stuff out. So when the driver sees that, they know that it's not just garbage, it's an actual yard waste container.
As opposed to the bag that already says yard waste on it?
Yeah. Some people like to use a reusable container. Okay. They throw things in over the few weeks, and then on collection day, they just put it to the curb.
So you can use a green bin, but just mark it?
Not green bin, like a garbage container.
Okay.
Yeah, like a garbage container, and just leave the lid off. And like I said, just get one of our yellow yard waste stickers so it's identified by the driver.
Okay, so it doesn't need to have a liner in the bag. It just is just the leaves in the can, and they're going to
and then they'll dump it. Leaves, branches, plant clippings, things like that.
And if you're really good, you could compost 90% of that. But that's another discussion.
Backyard composters are getting big. Yeah,
they're already big, and I think those are the kinds of things you can put in there.
Yeah.
Now, what about pet waste, dog poop? The dreaded dog poop.
Yes, that goes in the green bin. That is collected with the green bin. Just make sure it's in like a compostable bag or in a bag. Some people don't do that.
Compostable bag in the green bin. But then you've double bagged it if you've gone for a walk and picked it up along your way, and then you put it in the green bin with your other stuff. Yeah. You don't want it double bagged.
Make sure it's tied. Well, I mean, if you're not using compostable bags, if it's into like a grocery bag or something like that, as long as it's in a bag and tied, because we've had some collectors wear it, which isn't very much fun for them. They don't like that.
That's gross.
So you just make sure it's a bag. Everything in the green bin should be in a bag for them. Yeah.
Now, do you like it when people use the one big liner that goes through the whole bag and then everything is in there? Is there a difference between that and doing individual bags?
No, it's just personal preference. I talked to a resident last week that purchased a double bin from IKEA, and it was a large size. So just make sure all the bags are tied at the top, and it's like I said, it's just personal preference for the resident. They're the same. If they're all compostable, then just no garbage bags in the green bin. They'll leave it behind.
Why did you buy one from IKEA when the town has them?
Some people like that. It's one that pulls out. Yeah, it might be. It pulls out. It pulls out from under the counter, and it's like a double, just resorted. One. That's right. It's fancy.
Hey, ooh, fancy. Okay, I like my regular one as long as the guy who does the driveway in the wintertime doesn't run over it. Everything is good.
Well, if they do get broken, you can call GFL and they'll come and replace them free of charge. They'll do the exchange on the broken one.
They told me I had to take it into the town when I called.
Just starting a couple years ago. A couple years ago, we switched that. So give them a call, get yourself on the list, and just make sure it's out when they'll come. They'll tell you what day they're coming, and they'll switch it and take your old one. And that all goes back.
I had to walk into the town office with my broken green bin, and someone said, "Ooh, that's really broken." I said, "Yes, this is what happens when a pickup truck runs over it."
It happens, and unfortunately, people weren't rinsing them out, or they're bringing them in with garbage in it. So, we changed that a little bit. So, they'll come right to your house
shake
and
your head
and
sometimes,
switch it.
Don't you?
Yeah,
I
really do.
Your head?
I could write a book.
I'm sure you could. It's a weird business to be in. Okay, so we actually in our neighborhood have a lot of trouble on a windy day with things blowing away, and people seeming to reclaim other people's. My one girlfriend has 5 kids, and she has literally 4 or 5 green blue bins out every week, and 5 of them blew away and only 2 came home.
Oh, no.
I guess that happens from time to time.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's always windy on recycling day, it seems. There is an address bar on the bins to write your address on them, so hopefully your neighbors will see them and return them to you.
I think people don't like to do that in case they put something wrong in there and they're worried they're going to get a fine or something, but I don't think we're there yet, are we? Are we at the point where people get fined for putting things that shouldn't be in the blue bin?
No. If you put things out before your collection day, and kind of just leave them there at the end of the curb and
That's
don't
a bylaw
remove
violation?
it. Yeah.
So you can get fined for that.
Yeah. We'll give you a notice first saying please remove it, and if you don't, you'll get another one saying.
So you can't go away on vacation and 2 weeks in advance leave your garbage at the side of the road. It's just kind of not a thing.
No.
People wouldn't do that in our neighborhood because I live in the forest.
But people do, and then they wonder why they don't have their bins. Their bins aren't waiting there for them when they get back because they've blown away and somebody's picked them up or run over them. Or unfortunately, people do it, and if it's windy, everything ends up on all their neighbor's house. And
right. So if you are nice and you do have neighbors that you get along with, ask them to put your garbage out.
Exactly, and bring your bins back in afterwards. Yeah.
That just looks nice in the neighborhood too when they're all off
exactly.
the street.
And we've really, the last few years, we've had a lot of problems with just putting things out whenever they want to. So we have been enforcing our bylaw. Things shouldn't go out before 5 o'clock the night before collection.
Yeah, we kind of have a street law. Don't put it out until the morning of because no matter how they say it's raccoon proof, those green bins.
Yeah,
you should see what a raccoon can do to those bins if it really wants to. It's absolutely amazing.
If they want in, they're getting in.
Oh yeah. If not, they just scratch the heck out of the container. Anyway, okay, it is spring.
Yes,
and I have 2 big questions for you based on what we were talking about the last time you were in. And one of them is a textile pickup.
Okay.
And then the other is the big garbage.
Okay.
So textile pickup.
Okay. So we don't have a curbside pickup. We do have 12 textile bins all around town at 6 facilities. We have them at the Clippers Complex, Stovall Arena, Lubovic Center, Soccer City, as well as the museum and Ballantrae Community Center. And we're in partnership with Diabetes Canada, and they'll come and collect all our textiles. And if you do call them, they will come and make an appointment with you to come to your house and collect them if you're unable to get things to a bin.
All right. So what goes in there?
So clean, dry, odorless fabric. So
well, there's a tall order. The odorless part at the bottom just eliminates half of the stuff that just came back from university.
Yeah. So anything, cloth, household material like drapes, stuffed animals, and purses.
Animals?
Yep, stuffed animals. Purses. Yeah.
Not leather ones though.
You can. They can be repurposed. If they're good enough to be like repurposed and somebody could still use them, for sure you can donate them. If it's broken, they'll still, there's ways to recycle it. They can.
Okay. Yeah. What about socks with holes in them?
That's fine. They can all be recycled too. They'll be used for fabric or insulation, or it's all recycled.
Interesting. So the sweater with a hole in it that you wouldn't give to the secondhand store because they really don't want them. The secondhand stores always say, I've heard lots of community radio stations in Northern Ontario and Central Ontario saying, take a look. If you wouldn't wear it, no one else will either. That's garbage.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's not garbage. It's something that could go to the textile.
Yep. Put it in a textile bin and it can all be broken down and repurposed.
Not that I'm a saint about this stuff, but I really am passionate about doing this kind of thing. So in my laundry room, I have a big clear bag, plastic bag, and it's filled with the textile stuff. Yeah. So it's easy. You're going to do the laundry or you've just done it and the sock has a hole in it, put it in that bin.
Throw it in there.
Don't put it in the garbage, put it in that.
Yep, to be recycled. Keep it out of the landfill.
And then other things like towels and stuff.
Yep.
If it's got a hole in it or it's shredded, you could put it in the textiles, but you can also donate it to emergency animal hospitals. They need towels all the time.
Yep, for sure.
And there's many of them. There's one in Newmarket. There's one in Whitby. And shout out to Tanis, who manages the one in Whitby. They're always doing towel drives. They really need the towels.
Yep,
so.
Which is also a great way to keep things out of landfill, and it's helping the animals.
Okay, so if the garment or a towel is heavily soiled, where does it go?
Same thing. It can still be recycled as long as it's odorless, and dry. Unfortunately, wet items or items with strong odors can contaminate the rest of the material just because the scent sinks in.
So if it was soaked in gasoline, it can't go in there.
Yeah, it would contaminate the whole bin, unfortunately.
Right. So if you're a mechanic, put your clothes in the garbage.
Or your rags and everything. That's right.
So those kinds of things can't go in that recycling.
Yeah. I mean, if it's clean and it doesn't smell, If it has just a stain, that's fine. It can still
So
be
what about
recycled.
paint cloths and things like that? You've just put the big canvas tarp down on the ground and it's got paint all over it and it's at the point where you can't use it anymore. Can you put it in that?
As long as it doesn't smell and when you throw it in the bin, it's dry, then it can sure be recycled.
Oh, okay. So those kinds of things are really garbagey, but they could go in the recycling.
Yep. As long as there's no odor to it from the paint or turpentine or anything that you've been using.
The new paints don't have very much of an odor,
yeah,
right?
as long as it's all dry.
Oil paints that had the big odor to them.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
That's really good to know.
Exactly.
All right, big garbage. Big garbage because people are emptying out the garage and the kids have come home from university and that table that you gave them when they left is no longer usable.
Yep. So we have a bulk item collection every other week with your regular garbage. So when you put your bag garbage out, you're allowed up to 4
once
items.
A month or something.
Nope. Twice a month. It's bi-weekly. So up to 4 items per collection. So
now what constitutes an item?
Like sofa, mattresses, box springs, tables, chairs. Yep.
So as long as you can haul them down to the curb, they'll pick them up.
Yep. On the garbage truck, there's 2 drivers. So as long as 2 guys can lift it, then they can put it in any type of furniture,
now,
things like that.
Now, would they pick up a TV?
No.
That's
Or banned. Yes.
So if it plugs in, basically the rule is it can't go at the end of the
curb. It'd have to be taken to a depot for recycling.
What about small appliances like toasters and toaster ovens?
Yep, same
it's
thing.
Still
electronic.
Okay.
Yeah, it can all be recycled.
What if they put it in a plastic bag and no one can see it?
Well, unfortunately, we frown on that, and the drivers are pretty good at being able to tell. That's right. They kind of know when it's recycling.
This is a toaster.
Yeah. So they will report things back to me. But unfortunately some gets through, but we'd really like it if it didn't. So when you say 4 things, a box spring and a mattress count as 2. Yeah. They're not a set. No.
Even though you use them as a set.
Yeah. So same thing with toilets. There seems to be a big sale on toilets. I don't know. A lot of people are replacing their toilets. They can be taken. They just need the tank and the bowl. They need to be in 2 pieces. The tank and the bowl need to be separated. For collection.
I would never imagine putting a toilet at the end of the driveway, although that would be funny. We should take some pictures of that, Jay, and put them on the website. That'd be really funny. Okay, so toilets. Bicycles?
No, they're metal. So so for appliances, fridges, stoves, things like that, we do have, also it's a bi-weekly collection. It's done on Mondays. It's just done by appointment only. So you just need to give GFL a call and schedule an appointment and they'll come and collect like metal items. So fridges, stoves, freezers, bicycles, things like that.
And fencing.
Yep.
That's metal.
Anything metal. Yep. Yeah.
The car that's currently sitting on my driveway.
It's a little bit too big for 2 guys.
Okay. So big garbage then is every second week.
Yeah, with your regular bag garbage. Yeah.
Right. And that would be chairs, wooden chairs and things like that too constitute that kind of a thing?
Now, we do have 4 curbside giveaway collections a year. The next one is June 22nd. So basically that's 4 Saturdays a year. We allow residents from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. put reusable items that might not be ready for the garbage. Somebody can use them, put it at the end of your driveway, and everybody will drive around and you may be able to get rid of it that way, and it can be reused. Kind of one person's trash is another man's treasure type thing. So
well, I know that there's a lot of people that go around and collect
on collection day. Yeah. So there's 4 Saturdays a month. 2 of them we've partnered with York Region, so all the municipalities in York Region will have the same day. So just watch our website. Yeah, 4 Saturdays. Last one's in April. So it's like if you
don't want to have a garage sale, just stick it outside and someone can take it for free.
Yep, they're welcome. Just put a free sign on it so they know that that's what it's out there for. And
I've noticed that people have put stuff out with a sign that says free for taking.
And
it's everything from, I've seen refrigerators with a sign, it works. Free to new home. That kind of thing.
Except it sat in the rain for 2 weeks.
But they don't do it on any specific day. I've just seen them randomly.
And that's what we enforce. So we allow these 4 days from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we try not to get in the habit of letting people just put stuff out at the curb.
Because it can get junky looking,
exactly,
can't it?
And it's starting to look really, really messy, and they don't always put it there. And their reasoning I see is, if someone else can reuse it, it's like, well, it's a wooden table that sat in the rain for 3
a
days,
couch.
or there's snow. Exactly.
Yeah,
Nobody's
the couch has
gonna
been out there in the rain
yeah,
for a week.
exactly.
Perfect.
Nobody's coming to get it.
Exactly.
So yeah, so just keep mindful of your neighbors. They don't want to look at it, and put it out for collection day. If the people that collect the stuff or take this stuff, they know the collection day, so they come around then. If they want it, they'll take it then.
Okay. All right. I got to look here and see if we had another question about the green bins, and I think it was having to do with the baby diapers.
Okay. Diapers can go in the green bin as well. Yep, just make sure that they're bagged as well.
Okay.
Yeah, put in a bag, preferably compostable, but as long as the collector can see they're just all diapers. And just watch, because diapers can get quite heavy, so there is a 50-pound limit for the green bin. So just
that makes a
purchase,
difference, doesn't it?
yeah, because they do get quite heavy. I've tried to pick up some that I haven't even been able to budge off the ground. It's
Not
so
to mention
heavy.
the fact that if they're in the compostable bags, it doesn't hold that weight anyway.
Yeah,
the bag
exactly.
will break.
Well, I mean, they're not picking it by the bag; they're dumping the container into the container into the truck. So that's not a biggest issue. But I know
found
some
that
people
was a problem with a cat litter.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Cat
Same
litter's
thing. That is another
really
problem.
heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, some people just get in the habit of getting the green bin and dumping it right in. Unfortunately, it does have to be bagged. Same thing. It's just a health and safety issue for the driver.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
It's just nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't like that. It's spraying all over them.
Okay. So going to this Ping Street app, then it's give us all the information of where you can go to find out the information that people need to know when they have a question, as opposed to phoning the town and asking the poor person who's sitting at the desk answering phones.
Yeah. So through our website, we have a York Region's Bindicator that you can type in pretty much anything in there.
Bindicator.
Bindicator.
Isn't
Yeah.
that cute?
Yeah. So you can type in, your item, and it'll tell you which stream to put it in. And on the app, we do have a what goes where feature on it. That same type of thing. Type in your item that you're not sure about, and it'll tell you where.
Okay.
And we're always here if it's an item that
or we can
is
phone
not
you
there.
because you seem to know everything.
For sure.
Bones. Bones. That was another one. Somebody had asked me.
Like turkey bones, meat bones type thing.
Meat bones.
Yep. Green bin. Same
Green
thing,
bin.
just put in a bag. Yep. All
Even
goes
though
in
they
the
don't
green
seem
bin.
very compostable.
Yeah, it'll all break down. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
the videos on our website just kind of show everything, where it goes and how it's composted.
I tell you,
Yeah.
I just told you that I was kind of fanatical about this stuff. I really like to participate in breaking things down. So what
That's
I do at
great.
the cottage where they don't have a green bin? Either I bring it home and put it in the green bin here.
Yep.
I go to the dump with my compostable bag and I have it separate from my garbage, and I just turf
Yep.
it off
That's perfect
into the pile because it's going to break
yeah,
down.
eventually. Yep.
Yeah.
It'll break down for sure. Better than sitting in a plastic bag.
Yeah, and maybe it'll help the other stuff around it break down.
Exactly. Yeah,
Who
exactly.
knows?
Yeah.
Who
Every little
knows?
bit helps for sure.
Why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
for
so
sure.
the stuff that people are doing at home, I know sometimes you hear people get very discouraged when they hear sometimes fake news
Yeah.
about the fact that there really isn't a green bin program in York Region, that it's just the government trying to make you feel good about the fact that they're now going to take everything that you've put in there and put it in the garbage anyway.
Yeah.
And that's not true. is it?
Not at all. Nope. York Region is one of the leaders in the country for recycling and composting. We have an excellent facility, and yeah, for sure. There's green bin part, blue bin part, and it's all state of the art. Like it all
And it
breaks
is
down.
being recycled and it is
Yep.
being reused.
Oh, for sure.
So
yeah.
the green bin then, I also heard a rumor, and I'm just running this by you because it's what people think, and they sometimes aren't brave enough to say it, that the first 3 years of the green bin program were a complete waste of time because when it came down to analyzing what had broken down, none of it could be used. It was too toxic and all had to be thrown in the landfill.
No. The green bin started in 2007, and we've
Mm-hmm.
had excellent participation since. I mean, there's been some growing pains, and unfortunately, green bin being weekly and in bags, we do get some residents that sneak garbage in there, so we still get contamination with that, same as in the blue bin. And there's always going to be people that try and sneak their garbage through. That's why we've started no garbage bags, and so the driver has to be able to see through the bag so they know they'll hide their garbage cans. And a lot of people just don't take a second to think about what goes where. They'll just we're just going to get rid of it. So we just need to watch the contamination, and it saves a
if
lot
you're
of
going
time.
to do that kind of a theory, just put it in the garbage.
Exactly.
Right?
And unfortunately, I've told people, that has been, repeat offenders that's been tagged at the curb for contamination. It's like you need to think if you want the weekly collection.
Right.
It only takes a second.
A lot of municipalities have gone to a rule of clear garbage bags. Mm-hmm. Is that the case in Stouffville?
Nope, not yet. It could be something in the future. I know Markham has done it. They've implemented it, and it's quite a good procedure. If there's any recycling or compost seen in there by the drivers, it'll be left behind.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's kind of I can look for a better word than the S word. That's kind of a rotten job for the driver to have to do, to now add more time onto his day by saying, oh, look, a toilet paper roll. Let's take it out of the garbage and put it into the recycling. That puts the onus on the driver.
Yeah, for sure.
In Switzerland, you get fined.
Yeah.
If they see it at the end of your driveway and there's proof in the bag that it comes from your house and you've put recycling in it, you get a fine, and it's $1,000. It's not something to be sneezed at.
Wow.
Yeah. So it keeps people honest because they don't want to pay that money.
Yeah, and it's good because it forces residents to think. That's a hefty fine for something like that. But that's the only way, unfortunately, people will learn.
If it's $50, sometimes it's worth it to somebody to pay a $50 fine every now and again.
Exactly.
But when it's something that really hurts the pocketbook, then they're going to think twice.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there was another thing that just crossed my mind about. Envelopes with the windows.
Yep. So they can be recycled.
Even the window.
Yep. Yep.
So I don't have to sit
remove
there
that.
and remove the windows every.
No.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's a small enough amount that it can still be recycled with the paper. Yeah.
A lot of the windows now have that cloudy kind of a film, on it, which must be a recycling thing because they wouldn't do it otherwise. It doesn't look great.
Yeah. I haven't seen those, but it's possible, and I know some companies are going all environmentally friendly, so they could be compostable as well. Okay. The window.
So have you seen people really taking part in these programs? Is it something where the world is kind of catching on now?
Yeah. I mean, we do have a lot of residents that take care and rinse everything and sort properly and keep the plastic and styrofoam and everything out. But unfortunately, we do need to educate people and keep educating, and doing things like this is great just to make people aware of the contamination problems and, kind of what goes where and the issues at the other end and by the drivers and the sorting people that there is problems when you chose to either hide your stuff or just put it in there. You're just not sure. You haven't taken time to either check, or you're not sure where to put it.
Yeah, I see people at the landfill site in Halliburton where they take the big sign that says cardboard and the other sign that says paper, and they put their paper in a cardboard box and wang it into the paper department. And you think to yourself, seriously?
Yeah.
Now there's some guy standing there on the side of the bin with his long stick, and he's got to take out your cardboard box and put it in the cardboard section.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it affects people all the way down the line, like the facilities and
they don't
everything.
do the math. They don't follow the trail. I mean, when you come in here, we learn sound by Gary showing us the board and saying, follow the sound.
Yeah.
And that's how you understand it.
Yep.
That guy spending their time taking out the glass that you just threw into the plastic because you weren't paying attention or you're too lazy, or the piece of cardboard. He gets paid by the hour, and that pay comes out of your taxes.
Exactly, and that's what people don't realize.
That's
all this
your
contamination, and they think they're hiding it, and someone will deal with it. Yeah, in the end, everybody's paying for it.
Exactly. Yeah. And maybe you don't want to be nasty about it, but there's nothing wrong with saying to your neighbor, hey, you know what? We just listened to Whistle FM, and on Brenda's show, Fresh Waves, we found out that you're not supposed to be putting your parchment paper in your green bin, which I just did last night, and I got to go and haul it out of the green bin. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't put that in there.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, the 45 coffee cups that you've got in that blue bin, don't go in the blue bin.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that when Ivan picks up the box here, all the coffee spills down his pants.
Well, that too. Yeah. And we're actually just starting a campaign on social media this month. It's about rinsing the recycling. if it's not rinsed, it's also contamination, because a little bit of food I've been to people's houses. I'm out there all the time looking at everything and just either learning or speaking to residents and educating them. But people literally clean out their fridge, and because it's glass, they'll throw the pickle jar and everything right in the blue bin. Food, peanut butter,
with
everything. Pickles, full pickle jars, full peanut butter jars. It all has to be removed, unfortunately.
Oh, I just have a listener who's letting us know that she should meet me for a coffee, and from listening to the show, she's learned something new about the coffee cups, and she said it's a great show. Thanks for bringing this to the airwaves. So that is a really good thing.
That's good.
So
That's
we're already
perfect.
getting people who are saying something. I always check now, because a couple of times I've left a question or two hanging, so I'm very glad that I checked just to let you know that people are listening, and they're actually learning something from listening.
Yeah.
And we can all help each other just by being nice, being good neighbors.
Exactly. And just taking a
talking about
second to
things.
think, okay, this is plastic, so it shouldn't go in the green bin, or
or
take a second to rinse it out.
Yeah, saran wrap doesn't go in there.
No.
I have people in Toronto telling me all the time that, you should be able to recycle your styrofoam. We recycle styrofoam.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, no, probably not.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. I mean, Toronto obviously has a lot more resources. They're a lot bigger, so I'm not sure. I mean, they do collect a few different things than we do, but it is a different program. So
different program. And they have different contracts, right? With different people who take the recycling.
Yeah, exactly. So they might
purpose.
get enough, 'cause just from being that much bigger, that it is worth their while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we should, if they do, then York Region should start piggybacking on that program and send their stuff down to the old TO.
Exactly. Yeah. They're always looking at ways to improve the recycling and accept new things and make changes. So
okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
The time always goes by so quickly. And I know that some of this is repetitive, and people say, well, you talked about that last time you were here. It needs to be talked about over and over and over again, because people need to understand.
Yeah, people forget. And
they don't realize, yes, you can recycle paint cans.
Yeah.
Just
empty
not
paint cans.
full ones.
Yeah.
And don't now go inside and dump the paint down the sink.
Please don't do that.
Don't.
No, please don't do that.
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Take it to the place where it needs to go. You don't have to make a trip every week. Save it up and go once or twice.
Exactly.
Ask your neighbors if they want to go.
It's all free to get rid of it. So and don't dump it on the side of the road either, please.
Right. And it's that time of the year.
Because again, somebody has to clean it up.
It's that time of the year to get out and get some of the garbage off of your streets, especially if Whitchurch-Stouffville has a lot of the York Regional Forest around it. Mm-hmm. And don't let that garbage sit in the forest. If it's across the street from you, go and pick it up.
Yep.
And if you
For
can't,
sure. On the road.
call somebody and get them to come and pick it up. But, don't leave your garbage. It's
it just makes more of a mess in the end.
It does.
Yeah.
And you notice that it's been there since January, during the windstorm in January, and it still hasn't broken down. Time to put it in the garbage.
Exactly.
And get it out of the tree. I think there's been a plastic bag on my way from my house down to the station, a blue plastic bag tangled around a tree.
Yeah.
It's been there since December.
Yeah.
I keep expecting someone to take it off the tree, and they haven't.
No,
And it looks as good today as it did the first day it went into the tree.
I don't think so. So that just shows it doesn't break down.
Anyway, you've been listening to Fresh Waves. We'll catch you again next week. You've been listening to Fresh Waves, a Whistle FM production. I'm your host, Bren Masson, and our technical producer is Jason Rumball. Tune in every Wednesday at 10 a.m. for Fresh Waves here on Whistle FM, 102.9 on the FM dial and whistlefm.com anywhere in the world. Fresh Waves is available on podcast too. Just go to whistlefm.ca or freshwaves.ca. We podcast all of the Fresh Waves shows so that you can listen at your leisure. Fresh Waves. It really is